Melania, a 2026 political documentary directed by Brett Ratner and produced with the full cooperation and editorial involvement of Melania Trump, the First Lady of the United States, released in U.S. theaters on January 30th, 2026. This film attempts to offer audiences a cinematic look at Melania's life in the 20 days leading up to President Donald J. Trump's second inauguration. But what exactly is this documentary, and why has it become one of the most talked about films of the year? At its core, Melania is structured around a chronological journey through a set period, the final weeks before the 2025 inauguration. The film follows Melania Trump as she attends official events alongside her husband, navigates public appearances and media coverage, and participates in personal moments that are framed as candid or intimate. Visually, the documentary mixes traditional documentary footage, press events, speeches, and formal duties, with some stylized sequences that critics have described as staged or overly curated. The camera lingers on seemingly ordinary moments, Melania walking through corridors, greeting aides, adjusting her attire with minimal contextual commentary. This approach, intended to offer a day in the life, often feels aimless or repetitious to many viewers. The central figure is, of course, Melania Trump, portrayed not by an actress but in her own words and presence. Melania serves both as the subject of the documentary and as one of its executive producers, giving her rare creative influence over how she is presented on screen. Behind the camera is Brett Ratner, a filmmaker with a controversial history. Ratner's return to major filmmaking has itself been part of the conversation surrounding this release. The cinematography and score are polished, with high production values and notable contributors, yet many have pointed out that high spending doesn't equate to high engagement. The documentary clearly aims to show Melania as a complex, thoughtful individual navigating the political spotlight, offer a humanized glimpse into what it's like to be First Lady again, juxtapose personal identity with national symbolism. But many critics argue the film stops short of genuine insight. Rather than exploring deeper personal struggles, political tensions, or larger cultural forces, the documentary frequently settles for polished footage and hopeful messaging. This approach has drawn broad commentary that the movie feels closer to propaganda or a carefully curated portrait than an investigative documentary. From the moment Melania opened, professional critics were largely unconvinced. The documentary earned a very low score on review aggregators, with critics calling it insipid, shameless, or largely lacking in substance. Some reviewers compared its tone to staged promotional material rather than insightful nonfiction storytelling. Others openly criticized its purpose and timing, suggesting the film feels less like art and more like a political product. In short, mainstream critical opinion has been overwhelmingly negative, with many reviewers acknowledging the project as resources but questioning its cinematic value. Audience reactions are divided and intensely polarized. On one side, screenings in parts of the US, especially in conservative or pro-Trump regions, showed strong attendance and enthusiastic reactions, with some viewers expressing pride or political alignment with the film's messaging. On the other side, social sentiment varies widely online. Some viewers found the film dull or flat, while others joked about empty theaters or mocked its execution on social platforms. Interestingly, box office figures from opening weekend showed Melania grossing about $7 million domestically, which, by documentary standards, is one of the highest debuts in years. But given the hefty production and marketing investment, that figure sits in a broader debate about commercial success versus financial expectations. So what is Melania 2026? It is a documentary with big ambitions and big backing, aiming to document and potentially define the public image of one of the most recognizable but enigmatic figures in modern politics. Yet for many viewers and critics, it raises as many questions as it attempts to answer. Does it show the real Melania Trump or a crafted image? Is it documentary storytelling or political framing? And ultimately, what does it mean for cinema when such films blur lines between personal narrative and public projection? Whether you find it insightful or inert, Melania is certain to remain a touchstone of political cinema and cultural conversation for months to come. Subscribe our channel for more movie reviews.